A dominant display. Tommy Paul through to the quarterfinals at the Australian Open.
Djokovic reminding us that he is one of the best movers this sport has ever seen.
What a talent, what a breath of fresh air.
It's Alcaraz that advances in Melbourne.
It's men's singles quarterfinal action here on Rod Laver Arena. Please welcome number 3 seed from Spain, Carlos Alcaraz. Their opponent, 10-time Australian Open champion, Novak Djokovic.
Well, this is what they came to see. The greatest, certainly statistically, to ever hold a tennis racket. Of course, you've got the athletic beauty that Roger brought to the game. And of course, the warrior that was Rafael Nadal. Many didn't believe Alcaraz when he said, I play more like Federer. A lot of people thought he was being a little cocky, but his all-court game is testimony to that, Colin.
Well, many people even think that Alcaraz almost encapsulates a little bit of all the big three players. He can certainly do everything in this sport, Alcaraz, but can he beat Djokovic tonight? That is the question on everyone's lips. The great man, this is the Rod Laver Arena, but it's been Novak Djokovic's house in recent times, and goodness me, he takes some beating in here.
Hi. Carlos, this is Darius. He'll do the coin toss for you. All right, before the coin toss, usual match conditions. For your towels, you can take the red one, please, and you can take the blue, okay? After the coin toss, some photos over to that side with Darius, okay? Who is going to call? Who is going to choose? Okay, you choose. Perfect. It's Junyoko. Receive. Sure, okay. Some photos over there. This is yours. Turn around, big smile, up, up, up. In the middle.
Well, that's one for the mantelpiece for Darius, just leaning a little bit towards Carlos. Perhaps a sign. I like this guy a little more.
Well, he's the youngster.
Yep. He certainly is. And of course, Djokovic giving away almost 16 years to Alcaraz. It's quite astonishing that he is still around. The second of the men's quarterfinals win earlier today for Sasha Zverev over Tommy Paul. Tight 2 opening sets. Sasha pulling out a bit of a Houdini act there. Tommy had his chances. Tommy bounced back in the third, but Zverev was too strong in the fourth.
Well, Carlos Alcaraz, for anyone just joining us for the first time this 2025 Australian Open, he has been hard at work in pre-season physically, but also with his game. He's added a bit of weight to his racket, and he's also been working on his serve and evolving, and he'll be hoping improved service motion to make the difference in matches like this. And this is the first really significant test of that work that he's done.
And I think if you're speaking of serves, we've often spoken about the overhaul of the Djokovic serve early on in his career, and that shot has continued to evolve. And I think it's been the standout shot for him this fortnight so far. When I have a look at the unreturned serves, Novak's got probably the biggest percentage advantage over his opponent tonight in one particular category, and I'll get into that in a little bit more detail. Of course, one of the other issues that we're going to have to keep an eye on tonight, and we saw it in the Sinner Rune match, is how one opponent might be affected physically, and that is Novak Djokovic, who's played a lot more tennis than his younger counterpart. Now, the head-to-head, Djokovic leads 4-3. Played on 7 occasions, and of late he has had the number of Alcaraz.
Yes, he has, and of course won their last meeting, the Olympic final in Paris. That was the one Djokovic wanted last year, that gold medal, completing the career golden slam with an epic 7-6, 7-6 win. They've only played twice on a hard court. An epic final in Cincinnati, 2023, Djokovic winning 6 in the third, saving a match point. That was nearly 4 hours for a best-of-3 set match, when he beat him pretty comfortably indoors at the ATP finals that same year. Of course, Djokovic has the experience. Is that going to make the difference for him? The ability, you know, he's the master now, isn't he, of managing a match, knowing when the moment is there, how to play in certain moments in matches. Alcaraz, though, he has youth, he has the power, he has all the shots. Can he string it all together? Will the new serve hold up? There are so many questions to be answered tonight. I just cannot wait for this one to get started.
Well, the legion of fans that he has will be in full voice, so that you can be absolutely certain. Of course, it's not only Colin and myself, but we will touch base with Roger Rashid, who is courtside after the opening game. Roger is up close and personal down courtside, and we'll have a perfect view of everything that is going on. Of course, the conditions, we'll just got a quick update from one of our co-commentators, Nick Lester, who said during the women's match it was pretty windy.
Yeah, I'll be interested to hear what Roger Rashid thinks of that, but I understand it is quite breezy down the court from the end that Novak Djokovic will be serving first from, so we'll get an update on that. But for me, the conditions are relevant. You know, it's a night match.
Yep.
So it's that bit cooler. The ball, you wouldn't think would be jumping as much. Who will that suit in this matchup? If I was going to lean one way before we've hit a ball, I would say Djokovic. Alcaraz's ability to get the ball up and away, jumping around, will be a little limited by the conditions, but of course he has so many different strings to his bow, so many different ways of playing, so it'll be fascinating to see the adjustments he'll make throughout this one.
Djokovic has won 3 of the last 4 meetings, so perhaps there is something to Colin's prediction. But the formalities are out of the way. Melbourne 2025, the first major of the season. 4 of the biggest annual sporting events are the tennis majors. This guy has won the Australian Open on 10 separate occasions. Djokovic, whose maximizing of moments in matches is unparalleled in the game. But I tell you what, the alchemy that Alcaraz brings to the biggest stages is the reason why he's the youngest world #1 and already a 4-time major champion in the 4 finals he's contested. It's a match soaked in significance.
First set.